Hey family, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Geraldine and God bless you for clicking on this video today. This is a space where we explore undeniable truths that every time you choose to rise, you're not just moving forward, you are creating evidence. Evidence of your strength, evidence of your resilience, evidence that you're not defined by what knocked you down, but by how you chose to stand back up. Today, we're diving deep into something I call the evidence of your comeback. Because every setback you faced, every challenge that tried to break you, every moment you thought that you couldn't do it, but you did it anyway, that was not just survival, that was evidence. That was evidence that greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. So grab a cup, coffee if you can, relax, and let's talk about the portfolio of proof you've been building your entire life. I'm excited about this word. Listen, I want you to think about something right now. Every single person listening to this has a portfolio, not a financial portfolio, but an evidence portfolio. Your collection of comebacks, your library of I thought I couldn't, but I did. I have a collection of those times when I was curled up in my bed and crying and I had given up on life in general. But something happened and God showed up for me in spaces where I didn't even imagine. I have a collection of my comebacks. Times when I felt like I couldn't make it or I couldn't do it or I couldn't perform well at my job. And at the end of the day, I ended up scoring a pass mark, ended up having a great review. God showed up for me. That is evidence of my comeback. And you watching me right now, you have a plethora of those. You might not actually be thinking about it all the time, but this word is coming to bring your consciousness to that part of your life that you've been missing on. You see, we have a mind that loves to keep score of our failures. And these days, social media doesn't make it any easier for us. The news feeds keeps feeding us with stories of people falling down. But nobody is keeping track of the most important statistic of all, how many times you've risen. And like I mentioned, us as human beings, we don't even keep that much of the statistics of ourselves, of how many times we've actually risen. You see, that job you didn't get in the year you didn't get it, don't want to call any year, but in the year you didn't get it, you survived it, you're here. That relationship that ended and it broke your heart, but you healed. You healed, you learned, you grew. The health scare that terrified you, you faced it with courage you didn't even think you had. Evidence everywhere. Every single one of these moments, they're not just memories. These are evidence. They're evidence that you have what it takes, evidence that you are built different, evidence that when life says stay down, you look at life head on with the audacity that Christ has deposited inside of you by what He did on the cross of Calvary. We have the boldness to come before Him. We have the boldness to claim every good thing that He has made available for us. You look at life and you say, watch me rise. Watch me rise. Now, here's what's fascinating. And this is backed by real science. Every time you overcome adversity, you're literally rewriting your brain. Neuroplasticity is not just a fancy word. It's proof that you're designed to adapt, you're designed to grow, you're designed to become stronger. Dr. Martin Seligman's research on learned optimism shows us that people who focus on their evidence of overcoming challenges develop what's called explanatory style. They start to see setbacks as temporary, specific, and surmountable rather than permanent, pervasive, and personal. In other words, when you remember your track record of rising, your brain starts to default to, I can handle this, I can do this, instead of, this is impossible. Your evidence is not just an emotional fuel, it's a neurological programming. Every comeback story in your life has literally changed the structure of your brain to make you more resilient for the next challenge. And your testimony after that empowers another person to be resilient for his or her own trying period. That's why it's very important to testify, to talk about your struggles and how God brought you out of them. When Peter denied Jesus after the resurrection and the glorification of Christ, Jesus met Peter one time and he was asking him this question, do you love me? And Peter said, yes. He said, if you love me, feed my sheep, take care of my lamb. And he said, now that you have been restored, strengthen your brothers. Meaning that you've come back from this fallen place. You know what it is like being there. And you know what it takes to rise up from this place. Now use this knowledge that you have to strengthen your brothers. And so God is saying that your evidence is part of that strengthening tool or strengthening factor for other people. That's why it's very important to be able to keep your evidence. Keep it in your mind, keep it in your heart. I want to share something personal with you. There was a time in my life when I felt like I was drowning. Everything was falling apart. Career, relationships, finances. And then one day I sat in my room. It was about 2 a.m. Couldn't sleep. And I asked God, what's the purpose of all this? What's the purpose of the dreams that I have, the hope that I have, the kind of life that I want to live for you, the impact I want to create in my world, using all of the gifts and the talents that you have blessed me with? I can't even see a way out. I can't even see the next step because I'm clustered in this way of impossibility. And then God gave me a wisdom. I started making a list. It was not a gratitude list. It was an evidence list. Evidence of every time that I had been knocked down and gotten back up. Evidence of every mountain I had climbed and survived it. Every impossible thing that I had seen made possible by the hand of God. That list, it saved my life because it reminded me that my current situation wasn't my final destination. I mean, I've gone through other bad moments and that brought me to where I was. So those moments before they were my final destination, and this particular one that I was in was obviously not my final destination. It was just another chapter in a story that had already been written and proven that I am a survivor, that I am more than a conqueror, that God has blessed me with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places. All I got to do is see it, believe it, and trust Him to act on it. And this is the same for you. You might be in a very, very bad place, but if you look over your life and see where God pulled you out of, that is evidence. That is proof to let you know that if He did it for me before, He can do it for me again. And here's the beautiful thing about creating evidence through your rising. It's not just for you. I say this here on this table. I keep saying it. It is my national anthem. I don't mind. I keep saying it because people need to know that every time you rise, every time you choose to get back up, you're giving someone else permission to do the same. You're giving someone else permission to believe that it is possible. The children that you have, your children, they watch how you handle disappointment with grace and learn that setbacks, they're not permanent. Your friends see you building after a loss, they see you rebuilding again after a loss, and remember that they can too. Strangers witness your comeback story and find hope for their own. You think you're just surviving? No, you are leading. You think you're just getting through day after day? No, but you're actually creating. You're creating a masterclass in resilience and patience for everyone around you. For everyone around you. Your evidence doesn't just change you, it changes the world. Because in a culture that profits in keeping people down, your rising is a revolution. Your rising is a revolution. So here's what I want you to do before we close out on the word today. I want you to create your own evidence list. Yeah, I want you to write down every single time you've risen after falling. Every challenge you've overcome, every moment you thought you couldn't, but you did. Don't edit it, don't minimize it, don't say, well, that wasn't really hard. No. It mattered to you. If it mattered to you, it counts. If it challenged you, it's evidence. And then the next time life tries to convince you that you don't have what it takes, you open that file. You read your evidence. You remember who you are. Because here's the truth. You're not hoping that you can handle what's coming. You have proof that you can. You have your evidence. Every time you rise, you create evidence. And the evidence doesn't lie. It never lies. Always remember this. Family, thank you for rising with me today. If this word spoke to you, please share it with someone who needs to remember their own evidence. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment, because your connection to this word will help it reach more people, and more people. And that's how you use your evidence to be a blessing to another person. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep rising, keep creating evidence. And remember, the best chapter of your story is still being written. God bless you.